How you doing? Milsurp Garage here with the most unofficial Mosin ammo test possible, because I am certainly not the best shot. These are targets I make up myself because I can get these cardboard things for free, and I use templates and spray paint to make these bullseyes on them, and I like them because you could really see the impacts. They turn up like white paper out of them and make the shots that hit very visible. Here's a playing card, a business card, just for scale comparison. And here's the brass stacker info if anybody's interested, because this rifle that I used, I have a video on it. It is my 1935 hex receivered 9130 Tula with a brass stacker and a Weaver pistol scope. So if you want the specs and exactly how the rifle was set up, the one that I'm using, you could take a look at that video. This was sighting it in, preliminary sighting in. It was patterning high because last time I had the rifle out, I was using it with the bayonet on, and I didn't bring the bayonet, so I couldn't put it on just to put it right in the bullseye. But it is true, it does pattern high without the bayonet. And started off way up there, and a click here and a click there to bring it down. Once I shot this this group here in the center, I knew I was ready. But this brass stacker, that's a soda can, by the way. That's how what I templated. That red circle is the bottom of a soda can. I drew a line around it and cut it out. So at 50 yards with the brass stacker, there's 5 rounds right there. The last 5 went right in the bullseye. That's good enough accuracy for me. I'm happy with that. If I could hit the bottom of a soda can at 50 yards, one after the other, with a Mosin Nagant, that makes me happy. Anyway, then on to the test. Now, you know, on this Mosin ammo, you have the factory stamped on the top of the head stamp, and the year of manufacture is underneath. So the factory 60 stuff, which is kind of like the normal stuff you'd get. There's a group with the factory 60 stuff. Then there's this factory 188, the same factory that makes the 7N1 ammo. They say it's better quality ammo. Even just the regular surplus from the 188 factory is said to be better. But I didn't really see much of a difference. If anything, on this first round right here, the factory 60 stuff looks a little bit tighter. And then I did another round. It's factory 60, factory 188. That upper right is a hole punched in the target, not a shot. You can see the 5 right there to the left of that. Again, tough to say. That one, maybe the 188 looks a little bit tighter. And this was a group of, I think, 15 rounds, maybe 3 stripper clips put through my M39 at 50 yards. That's the M39, the finish, open sights. Think that thing is accurate? Huh? Oof, I love that rifle. Should have done the test with that rifle. But you know, with open sights, you're not really sure if it's that. Even with this scope, I'm not really sure if it's me or the ammo. I'm definitely horrible. And once again, factory 60, factory 188. The wind kicked up. I don't know if that's what I could attribute that vertical stringing to. You would think you would get horizontal stringing if it was windy, but who knows? Maybe I know there's a reason for vertical stringing that's attributed to the shooter. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Who the hell knows? I was using my bull's bag, but not benching it. I was using my bull's bag and then putting my hand on top of the bull's bag to cradle the forend of the rifle. Seemed to stabilize it the best that way. And again, there's factory 60, factory 188. Not really much of a difference. And then nice group put in here. That's the first grouping ever shot with my K31, which I just posted a video on. And see at 50 yards, aiming dead center at the bullseye. It was a little high because it's the first graduation on the sight is for 100 meters, and I was at more like 50 meters. Found out that I always wondered how many yards is meters. Found out that 100 yards is 109 or 100 meters is 109 yards. So it's really not that much of a difference. So it's basically 50 meters. So I aimed a little bit lower for those last two shots, and I was like, yep, there they go, right in there. So I saw that that was the deal. Then I moved out a target to 100 yards, and I figured, let me aim dead center on the red at 100 yards and see what I come up with, and that's what I came up with. And mind you, this is from a sucky shooter, but not bad. They're all headshots at 100 yards. So that's the story. I don't really see any difference between this Factory 60 and Factory 188 stuff. It's very similar groupings. Not enough that this hex receivered 35 Tula is really going to, be able to take advantage of. Let's put it that way. I did just get a tin of that 7N1 stuff. I did a video on the Mosin ammo, and somebody commented on it and said that Lucky Gunner had some. I checked it. Lucky Gunner did have some, but they were only selling 2 tins at a time. They would only sell a full crate, and it was a little pricey. So I was like, I'm not going to go for that. Then I checked it again like 2 days later, and they had broke it up where they were selling single tins. And not only that, they lowered the price of, the single tin was less than half of what they were selling the full crate for. So I said, let me just get one of those tins, whatever. I just wanted to have. So now I got 440 rounds of that. That'll probably last me the rest of my life, because I certainly don't have anything, any need to take advantage of that kind of accuracy, number one, or anything that would be able to take advantage of that accuracy, unless like an SVT falls in my lap, which I don't see happening. So that's it. Not really much of a difference there, people. It's not like there's a difference in price either. You order the surplus ammo, you could get either or. I've gotten the Factory 60 stuff, and I've gotten the Factory 188 stuff. It's just kind of like luck of the draw. But I do have more of the Factory 188. So I was like, oh wow, I guess I've gotten lucky. I got the more accurate ammo. I figured I'd really just give this a shot. And you might be able to take advantage of it if you're a better shot or you have a better rifle, but it doesn't really make any difference to me. It seems to be about the same. And those were my findings. Have a good one, everyone.